Hi, I'm Maya.
Repzion is a YouTuber I'm sure not many of you guys have heard of from my community, but I've recently gotten the chance to know him per se, and I've got to say this guy is not a bad guy, actually. He's actually been dealt a very cruddy hand, so to speak. Recently, he had one of his crazy exes, known as Maya, go ahead and try to frame him for multiple allegations. A classic Me Too story as it is. And quite frankly, it's really disgusting that this woman would try to do this to a person that's been nothing but cordial and nice and even understanding, which is something that's crazy.
I'm Repzion's ex. I want to clarify something. I understand the narrative about me. And honestly, totally fucking fine.
Because this broad is crazy. See, I'm not knocking Repzion for treating this woman the way he has, because quite frankly, it's a gift that anybody does this nowadays. So kudos to him. But man, this woman really took advantage of him. Like, hard body. So, to summarize a little bit of the misbehavior, besides her, abusing, which, yes, that, surprise, surprise, women can abuse men as well. She does that. She did that quite a bit.
None of you know what the fuck I went through. Seriously. None of you know.
Because it can happen. It just does. It does. We also have a pattern of behavior for Miss Moore constantly cheating on Repzion. That's her name, Maya Moore. Constantly cheating on Repzion. Repzion forgiving her because she would go into these little emotional pleas. And it would just be a really toxic, terrible relationship to be in. However, he was caught in that cycle, unfortunately, and it happens to a lot of people here. And it's quite unfortunate that it had to happen to him. And now, despite being understanding, despite putting together everything he can to make sure this woman was happy, despite her cheating on him multiple times, on him, with other men, or another guy, whatever, and showing it to him, and bragging about it, yada yada yada, beside her being just controlling as all hell by telling Repzion to block certain people and to believe her about certain things. Despite all of this, the guy put up with it, because he cared about this woman and he felt like doing what was right. Which, again, kudos to him, because I don't know many people that would go ahead and do that, especially to somebody that doesn't deserve it like Maya. So, that being the case, it's kind of fucked up when the guy, Repzion, tries to live his life now, only to be hit with these allegations later on, where Maya is saying that Repzion, aka Dan, is or was abusive to her while, pandering to her every need.
What I'm trying to say here is you guys don't understand, okay? And I understand that I'm trembling over my words. It's because this situation doesn't, it's not fun for me. You think this is fun for me? It's not. People are, everybody always says nasty shit about me. So why would I want to speak out about something so serious that I know people are going to hate about me on?
Right, and her accepting every single thing. It's just, it's laughable how many people, and thankfully there aren't many, but it's laughable to how many people would actually believe her, because this all doesn't make sense. If you really just look at it, right? Maya is claiming that Dan, Repzion, is abusing her, yet is accepting every gift and constantly still making demands of him, while he's basically just complying with these demands?
Why would I do that to myself? It doesn't make any fucking sense. And people telling me, oh, she needs help, this and that. I got help so that way when I got away and I was unable to unravel my brain, I could tell what was going on accurately. And he didn't have his claws in my mind switching the reality. Daniel has a very, very, very gift, honestly, if you will, of taking a situation that happened and he'll repeat it over and over and over in his head until he seems like an innocent victim.
To make her happy? I don't know about you, but that doesn't seem like something an abuser would do, right? It almost feels like Maya was actually the abuser in this scenario, but whatever. We gotta listen and believe, huh? There's also the rumor that apparently Maya has said some very, very mean things about Dan and him being a P3, DO of sorts, or a predator, as it may, right? Which is strange. People always pull that card. There's always a reason for it, just probably just to make him look bad, worse, right? She's throwing everything that she can to make it stick, see if something sticks. And luckily, this has fizzled out a little bit over the last few days, right? It has. I briefly touched on it on a live stream I actually did a week ago, and that's when it was at its highest, right? It was at its peak, but it seemed to have fizzled down, thankfully, and it happened when Maya tried to pull the "I'm doing this for other women, I'm doing this so they can't or don't have to go through what I have to," which then prompted Repzion's current girlfriend to basically put her on blast and shut her up completely by saying, "Maya, I'm not a gold digger like you, so I don't need to be dependent on Dan, and he treats me right." So there's that. That kind of put a stop to Maya, a break, as it will. It's kind of really sad, though, that this woman even attempted this, right? And I'm sure the slander continues on in Discord servers, because that's usually where the gossip and the slander comes from, whether it be from doxing people, or doxing communities, rather, doxing forums, certain fruit forums, right, where they pull all their ops and stuff like that. We have that strange stuff happening there, along with other shady activities, right? That's the crumb side of the Discord, right? And we got Maya partaking in the crumb side, so God knows what she's doing over there, but she's lurking in those Discord streets right now, and it's quite depressing. But quite frankly, I wouldn't want to be a part of that. So if you happen to see Maya more in a Discord server, just be aware of the type of person she is and the type of lies and slander that she will go ahead and present to you about somebody that she doesn't like. Oh yeah, she also basically told my friend Steve that she was going to make everything up.
For full transparency, I am on friendly terms with Maya. We talk from time to time, and I typically want to get everyone's side of a situation. So I straight up asked her what was going on, and if she had any evidence to back up what she was accusing Repzion of. And oh boy, she went on to say she didn't have or need any evidence, and that she would get her friend Lizzie to lie for her and pretend that she was there the whole time to witness the abuse firsthand. Obviously, I can't let her try to convince anyone of this after she's told me herself that it's a lie. I don't think I'd be able to live with myself.
And that people would just believe it. So yeah, there's that too. A little piece of information that almost slipped my mind, which is hilarious too. Again, what are the rules in life? Anyway, that's all I have for this video, guys. Just wanted to bring some awareness. Repzion's a good guy. Dan's a good guy, right? He doesn't need this bullshit. He's trying to live his life. She's trying to live his life, and then this gold digger just shows up and she tries to wreck it all because she's realizing that this man has moved on. This man is now happy with his new life. He has found happiness, something that she couldn't give him, right? And quite frankly, sadly, something that she'll never have, and she couldn't get out of him either. Because when you're a gold digging hoochie, thoughty, then chances are you're never really going to be happy. And you know what? The only person you can blame for in that scenario isn't your YouTuber boyfriend, or ex, rather. It's yourself. Fun.